you? Am I you?
Hello, hello, hello. I have had an amazing day, and that's why I'm getting on here a little earlier. I know on Monday I said I was going to be coming to you in the evenings on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but today I went to a networking event, so I'm still dressed up, and I'm going to come on here and go live before I start putting on my around the house clothes and relaxing and chilling and all of those wonderful things. So, I'm talking with you today about pivoting in your business, navigating that, because as business owners, this can be an area where we might feel like, not exactly sure what to do. And I want to let you know that if you've been keeping up with any of my content or you watched my live stream on Monday, I have been, let me pull up my comments here so I can see. If you're watching live, drop a, hey, what's up in the comments so I know you're here. And if you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. Anyway, so I would say not necessarily in a pivot. I am in an expansion. And by that, what I mean is I made the conscious decision a year ago to just go all in on just one aspect of my business. And that is the relationship coaching portion of it. And so I went in all in for over a year, did all of that, and, learned a lot. It was a great experience. I worked with a ton of women. But in that working with those women, it did not just stay in one lane, like, oh, we're only going to deal with your relationships with men. No, because fundamentally the work that I do, the crux is her. It's her relationship with herself. And how that unfolds and unravels is the incredible part, and how it affects every part of her life and all those different things. So just being kind of locked into that title of a love and relationship coach just was not feeling good to me anymore. Wasn't feeling in alignment. It's not singularly who I am. So I changed my title, really just coach, speaker, and consultant, just to keep it very generic. However, I stepped into abundance activator because truly this is what I'm doing for my clients is I'm helping them to activate their abundance, the abundance that has always been available to them, but that they just have been unable to tap into or access because of these feelings of unworthiness, these feelings like we have to prove something, we have to struggle for, we have to fight for, we have to do all of this stuff, to get something that is innately and inherently ours because we are worthy simply because we live, breathe, and exist, not because we earned anything or did all these, checked off all these boxes. So I say all of that with you to say that that's why I stepped into that. And it feels really good. All right. Because like I said, expansion. Not, okay, I'm picking this lane and now I'm picking this lane. No, I'm just owning all the lanes that I have been dominating behind the scenes. It's like, just because you see something in someone's marketing, that does not mean that's the only thing that they do. It's not. I've been building online businesses for 18 years. 2 of them I built in person. Like that's how I got new clients, but the business itself was online. So anyway, I say all of that to say that I went to this networking event today. It was great. It was awesome. I'm going to be sharing pictures later, but it came time to introduce myself. I had my table there with my banners and all this, and all my branding is, of course, still particular to love and relationship coach, which is fine because the truth is, yes, I am still doing that for my clients. I still work with women who want to have an incredible relationship with a good man, single women who want to attract the love of their life, a good man, and build a relationship leading to marriage, married women who want to have a more deeply fulfilling relationship with their good husband. What I don't do is I don't help women navigate toxic relationships or teach them online dating strategies. Don't do that. Never have. But at the root of it all is, of course, like I said, those subconscious beliefs, her relationship with herself, and that's how we unravel the ball. Well, also a part of what I do is business strategy. I've been doing it with all of my clients, activating within them their abundance when it comes to their business, allowing them to be able to make more money, creating ideas and strategies with them that they have implemented and gotten results from. So owning that as well. But anyway, back to my story. So I go to this networking event. It's an amazing, wonderful group of ladies that I'm a member of this group. And like I said, I have the table, all my branding, whatever. And it's time for me to introduce myself. And whenever you are in a shift or an expansion, or if you want to call it a pivot or whatever, you're like, okay, the first one, who are you? So listen, okay, you see under my name where it says Jamila, it says fabulous. It says fabulous because when I was on my way home, I said to myself, that's what I should have said. And I said, oh, who are you? I'm Jamila and I'm fabulous. And if you want to be fabulous, fabulous too, you can hire me and I'll teach you how to be fabulous in your own skin. Because that's just how I was feeling. Because the truth is it's very hard sometimes to just nail down what it is that we do into one singular thing. And I know the power of it, right? I did it. I understand how simple it makes it for people to understand who you are and what you do. But the problem is for me anyway, I can't speak into what nobody else is doing, but I'm talking to you if you're similar to me, is that when you are essentially pigeonholed into one lane, then people think, okay, that's all that you do. And they have a problem that you know how to solve. You've solved it for others. You do it. And then they end up going with someone else that is not going to be able to do for them what you could have. But they didn't even know that you could have helped them because they were thinking you're just in this little box. So, I introduced myself and, I in my mind, I had practiced what I wanted to say because I always think about what I want to say. I didn't practice what I was going to say on this live. Like I said, I'm coming here with you. I will always have notes when I go live, but I'm speaking extemporaneously. I don't speak from a script. I don't like to do that. But because I really haven't like totally nailed down that one liner, I said what I said, and and I'll share it with you. I said that my name is Jamila McMallow. I empower successful women over 35 to live a more abundant, feminine, and soft life by helping them to release the subconscious beliefs that keep them stuck in their masculine energy, doing too much and second guessing themselves or doubting themselves. So we want to do away with all that so that you can then begin to focus on what you desire, which could be attracting the love of your life or having a more happy and fulfilling marriage or increasing the amount of money you're making in your business right now. So that's what I said, but because it was not something that was like, top of mind, it was something that I really had to think about and kind of practice. I forgot to do a call to action. I didn't even tell them to come talk to me at the table. I didn't do any of that. It doesn't matter though, because the people who are for you. And the women who hear what you say and are like, oh, I want to learn more about that. They all came and talked to me and things like that. So it's neither here nor there, but I just share that with you because that's just what's going to happen. If you are at a place in your business where you feel like you're like, okay, I want to start feeling into something else, you're going to have some moments of like, I don't know I know what I do. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like, but how do I explain that? I don't know. You just need to watch my content and figure it out. That's not what I'm saying. That's terrible sales and marketing advice, but that's what I'm saying, because the truth is the women that are for you, like your people who get you, your vibe, your energy, they're like, I already know you can help me. You don't have to specifically tell me. I just get it. I've picked up on that. I get it. So don't get so hung up on that stuff. Yes, it's important. It is important. There are certain foundations and pillars and fundamentals in business, but know that whatever you believe to be true and possible for you is. So if you don't believe that you need to have all these things nailed down before you make a sale or before you put yourself out there, then guess what? Then you don't. And you will still make sales and you will still make money. But when you are stuck in the box of, I've got to have everything just right before I can do X, Y, and Z, then that will be your truth. That will be your truth. And I am a recovering that person. I am a box checker. I like to check my boxes. I am about structure. This is why I help my clients with strategy, because that's really what I'm doing. I have an ability to see patterns. That's what I do. I see it in your love life. I see it in your relationship with yourself. I see it in your business. So that's what I do. Okay. So, but anyway, I just want you to understand that whatever you choose to believe to be true about you and your business is what will be. Not what your business coach tells you, not what I tell you. It's what you believe. And some of you need to believe in yourself more. Some of you need to trust yourself more. Some of you need to stop feeling like you have to ask for permission before you do something or make a change or a shift. It's your business. Do whatever you want to do. My business coach, she says, it's your business. She was like, listen, it's your business. She'll give me an idea or something, but it's your business. Because at the end of the day, it is. She can't tell me what to do. I'm still a grown woman. Yes, it's still my business. So she can give me ideas, inspiration, and things like that. But I ultimately have to decide if that is what I'm going to do. if that makes any sense. So I want you to start releasing stuff. If you're in the place where you're trying to navigate a pivot, release the shackles of these things that you have been told, these boxes that you have been put in. I'm gonna share a story with you. There's a lady who's an excellent copywriter. I met her in a program I was in a few years ago. She was the copywriter in the program. And, she left that particular position and went off on her own. And her whole thing is like, I do what I want to do. I'll come on here and I'll sell email one day. And I'll come on here and I'll sell this one day. And she sells out every time because that is her belief that I don't need all this stuff that everybody is telling everybody that they need. I know that when I show up and I lay down my copy, it sells. Boom. And it does. Because why? Because she writes killer copy, yes, but because it's what she believes to be true for herself. And so it is. And so that's step one. If you want to navigate this pivot, I want you to give yourself a break. One of the other things my coach says to me that's funny, she said, ain't nobody checking for you. And it's true. Nobody's watching you and paying attention to what you're doing so closely that they're like, oh, what's she doing now? Oh my gosh. And those people, if there are people that are doing that, they're not the people who are going to become your clients. They were never going to become your clients anyway. They're just maybe peers or whatever who are just scrolling on social media. Who cares what they think? Are they paying you? You only care about the people who are going to pay you. And you only care about you being in alignment with who you are, your gifts, talents, strengths, abilities, etc. Because that is how you are able to help your clients to create powerful results. So if you feel pigeonholed into something that no longer lights you up, into something where you are not inspired to write content, then it's time to move on and allow yourself to expand. Or for you, it may be a literal pivot or a literal lane change. It's not that for me. It's just how I'm talking about what I'm doing, period. Instead of just talking about one little singular thing. And I'll tell you, the relationship coaching space online is not, it's a lot of just negativity and toxicity. And I'm just done with it. That's not the only thing I'm going to be talking about anymore. It's not, because that's not my only skill, talent, and ability. The women who are my clients, even the ones who want to be married, that's not their only concern in life, which is what happens when we get behind closed doors and we start doing our deep intentional work together. So I'm going to talk about whatever it is that I want to talk about that's on the minds and hearts of the women that I serve. And when they hear my voice and they hear me talking, they're going to know that I'm talking to them, that I'm activating something in them. If this is not activating you, if it's not speaking to you, that's because it's not for you. And that's okay. No judgment. The internet's a free space. We can watch some, get entertained, whatever. So my networking story with you. And I want to share, that kind of leads me to the second point I want to bring with you. Your pivot may not necessarily be you doing a different business. It might be you doing a different business model. So we all went through the pandemic. Everything that was in person went online. And so my business, I built it primarily online. And only last year did I start shifting into going to in-person events, speaking, and all of those things. Excuse me. And building your business online and building your business in person is two different strategies. It is two different strategies, and you can build them at the same. You can do both, but it's two different strategies. Your online business is the hardest. It's the hardest, most convenient thing you'll ever do, in the sense of like you can do it from behind your computer, but it's hardest because people can't physically see you. When you're in person, you're able to have a greater impact, just kind of right there on the spot, make a connection, and things can go a lot faster. But when you're doing things in person, you have to have the availability. And it does take a lot of energy and bandwidth to be in person with people. It just does. And I'm an extrovert. However, I would say that since I have had children, and especially since the pandemic, when we were just like all together, and I homeschool my kids, a lot of my extroverted energy is already sucked up. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I need all of this interaction and things like that. So I'm not even the same type of or same level of extroversion that I used to be prior to having kids and the pandemic and all those things. I'm different in that way. I still love people. I love to be out, but my battery runs out faster than it used to. And, and I have to be real about that. But I share that with you so that you understand that when you're doing something in person, it's going to be different than when you're doing something online. And if you've built something in person and you're transitioning into the online space, it's going to require something different of you as well, because you're going to have to be visible. And the visibility online is evergreen. Okay. So now you sit up there worrying about, oh my goodness, what I look like in the lighting and all this. And people going, yeah, because they're going to watch it forever. You know what I mean? So I would say that building your business online is harder in that sense of building that know, like, and trust, but it's more convenient. But building your business in person is going to allow you to make those connections faster and build that money faster. But in this day and age, I don't know a business that does not have a presence online. And so if that is a pivot or a shift that you are making, then yes, you're going to have to acquire a new set of skills in order to navigate this online space. And that is one of the things that I do help my clients with, that I do empower them with business strategy, etc. So that part. And then I also want to share this with you as well, that when you are the product, so any of us who are in the personal development space, whether you're an author, a coach, a consultant, a speaker, you are the product. And you are not like this pen, which is never going to change, right? Or this watch, it is what it is. A person can go buy it and get it off the shelf, and they can buy it today or a year from now, and it's the same thing. When you are the product, you are not stagnant. You are not stagnant. And if you're any good at what you do, then you are continuing to focus and invest in your own personal development. That means you're constantly growing, shifting, changing, expanding. So if you are the product, you change. You change, you grow, you expand. You figure out, I really like that. I don't like that. So that's it's totally normal and natural. You're going to shift. You're going to pivot. You're going to do this. You're going to call yourself different things. You're going to try this. You're going to try that until you find something that feels really good to you, and you'll groove with that until it doesn't, until you expand to the next level and you do something else. And I want you to release any judgment around that, because it's okay. Now, what I'm not telling you is to burn it down and then start something from scratch. No, you keep it going as you give yourself a little runway there. And you still got bills to pay. That's real. That's reality. That's life. But I want you to understand that that is normal. That is normal. And if you're not growing and expanding, well, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you may have a physical brick and mortar business where you provide a set of specific services, and that is a totally different type of business than when you are the product. Okay. And so I just want to make that clear distinction. But if you are in the personal development space, if you are in the space where you are what you are selling, your expertise, your knowledge, your ability to facilitate transformation in others, then you need to understand that what you're doing today is probably not what you're going to be doing 5 years from now. It will shift, it will grow, it will change along with you. And guess what? So will your audience. So will the women that you attract, or the men, if you work with both, the type of people that you attract. They will also be at that level that you're at. They will grow. They will either grow with you. They will grow with you. Some will grow with you, and you will attract new people who are at the place that you are now and who want what it is that you are now offering. So don't be afraid. If you're feeling like you don't like what you do anymore, it's all right. We all have had those moments. And I'm just reviewing back. And the strategy for in-person and online is different. That is definitely going to be a pivot. So if you're pivoting in strategy, it may not be pivoting what you do, but maybe pivoting how you are marketing yourself. And you want to be with someone who has that skill set, who's already done that. And just know that as you are stepping into your expansion, as you're stepping into your pivot, you may not have the exact specific words to describe what it is that you are doing. But as long as you're able to describe the outcome, and as long as whatever you call yourself gives people some idea of what you do, you're always going to be able to explain it. You're going to be able to explain it in your copy. You're going to be able to explain it in a conversation if you're in person at a networking event. It might be a challenge for a little bit when you're doing that 1 minute pitch at the front of the room or the elevator pitch or whatever. Excuse me, let me get some water. You may not be able to do that 1 minute pitch, but I want you to know something. I have never bought anything from anybody based on their 1 minute pitch. Never. I never hired a coach, consultant, strategist for the 1 minute pitch. No, absolutely not. It was because I watched their content. And for me, I primarily convert through video. So if people want to get my business, they've got to have video content, or it's unlikely that I'm going to, unless I've met them personally, like in a program, or met them in person in some other way. If I just don't know them, like if they're just a stranger on the internet, then it's going to be video that's going to allow me to get to know them. So anyway, I hope that you found this information helpful. I know that it was not maybe as structured as I normally like to be, but that's all right, because guess what? I'm still here. I am living up to the commitment that I made, which is that I was going to show up 3 times a week, and I'm here. And I want you to please comment and let me know your thoughts on navigating a pivot or a shift in your business. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then please click the notifications bell and subscribe. If you're watching this on Instagram, please follow me and share this with another woman business owner that you know needs to be hearing this and watching this. Same thing on Facebook. And if you yourself are at a place in your business where you're like, okay, I've been doing stuff in person, I'm ready to shift into the online space, or maybe you've been doing one thing and you're like, okay, now I want to really start selling this thing over here, and you're not exactly sure how to position that or how to create an offer around that, then send me a DM and I'm happy to have a conversation with you about how I may be able to support you in that regard. So I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Take care.